You low-life scum.
So technology can be awesome, as we've just seen, but it can also be fucking cruel. Video visitation is replacing in-person jail visits with what one reporter called glitchy, expensive, Skype-like video calls. And as with anything else in the prison industrial complex, expensive is the key word. $1 per minute is the typical cost of a video visitation, and this is the quality that you get at that price. Yep, welcome to the new frontier. Over 600 prisons in 46 states have some form of video visitation, and many have completely done away with in-person visits. Their view is that it saves the jail money, i.e. no prison guards required to monitor in-person visits, while making prison telecom companies assloads of cash. The swivel began several years ago, but a significant push happened not long after the FCC proposed a price cap on prison phone calls, which were raking in upwards of $14 a minute. A minute per prison phone call. And as these stats put together by Occupy.com show, 34% of families go into debt just trying to stay in touch with an inmate. And while the FCC battles lawyers from prison telecom companies such as GTL and Securus, these price cap regulations are on hold, with corporate lawyers claiming that this regulatory agency overstepped its bounds by regulating. Meanwhile, any money that those companies claim they're going to lose through phone call price caps is more than subsidized by video visitation, particularly since, unlike phone calls, video visitation is in many cases the only form of contact inmates can have with the outside world. But for some, it's not only cost prohibitive, it can also include waiting an hour in line to use. Not easy for lower income families working several jobs to get by. And this breeds yet another problem. In 2014, Jorge Renaud was released from prison after spending his second stint incarcerated with only video visitation as an option. Once released, he decided to dig deeper into the effects of video visitation on the inmates, not just mentally, but physically. What he found supports Renaud's own feelings that a flickering damn screen cannot replace a face-to-face meeting. Not only did inmate-on-inmate violence rise significantly after in-person visitation ended, but recidivism did as well. But this is technically old news. A decade's worth of research before Renaud shows that visitation significantly decreases the risk of recidivism, and that reforming prison visitation policies by making them more visitor-friendly could yield public safety benefits by helping offenders establish a continuum of social support from prison to the community. And we shouldn't really be shocked by these findings. After all, human connection is one of our goddamn primary needs, right after food, water, and shelter. Ultimately, video visitation is just another boiling blister on the face of the prison industrial complex. A for-profit system that engages in inhumane, dystopian, and regressive methods, much like the healthcare system, hoping that people will just keep coming back. As Jana Sims, who supported Jorge Renaud when he was in jail, said, if we don't want them to be worse off when they come back, we have to care about how we treat them in prisons and in jails. And this worse off isn't just about them personally, it's about our society as a whole. More violence in jail will obviously translate to more violence in the street. More antisocial behavior in jail will only result in more difficulties in the communities. For the sake of people on the inside and on the outside, if you want to be a selfish prick, we have to fight for jails to be centers of rehabilitation, not centers of hate, resentment, and crime 101. Through his research and advocacy, Jorge Renaud managed to get legislation passed to reinstate in-person visits at the county jail in Texas where he was held. And similar legislation is on the books in several states, and of course, prison reform advocacy is an ongoing battle all over the country. So, to learn more about Jorge and the organization that he works with, Grassroots Leadership, visit grassrootsleadership.org.